guys, Annie here and welcome back to another bookish video. So for today's video, I want to share with you guys what books I read recently, specifically for the third quarter of the year. So that's July, August, and September. I thought it would be better to do a quarterly wrap up rather than a monthly one because in my case, the number of books that I read every month fluctuates. So sometimes I would read a lot in a month and sometimes I would read only one or two. So doing it every quarter I think is better because I get to talk about, not too many books but then not too few at the same time. So for the past 3 months, I was able to read 7 books in total. So I only have 6 here, but the 7th one is an ebook. So let's start with July. Okay, for that month, I was able to read the first 2 books of the Harry Potter series. So we have Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone and Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. So I decided to do a reread of the Harry Potter series and it's my goal to finish all 7 books before the year ends. And so far, I've been doing a good job at it. So I decided to reread the Harry Potter series this year because I just really love, going back to the books that I've enjoyed as a child. And I know some people don't like to reread their books, like once is enough. But in my case, it's like visiting an old friend. I love going back to the stories that are so familiar to me, the characters that I loved. I don't know, it's just really nice and it feels like home to me. Now for the month of August, I was able to read 4 books and this is when I joined the Disney readathon. So I love readathons so much because it just motivates me to read a lot and to push myself. So the first book I read in August was Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. So this is the 3rd book in this series and I mentioned in an Instagram post that books 1 and 2 were okay for me, but it's really in book 3 where things start to get more interesting, like when Sirius Black was introduced and the unexpected revelation of Peter Pettigrew, who happened to be Scabbers, and what else? The Patronus. I just loved everything in this story. I was hooked from the very beginning and it got me more and more excited to finish the rest of the series. And I heard from a lot of people that book 3 is actually the majority's favorite book in the series, and I would have to agree with that one. So after reading book 3, I decided to take a short break from the series and, I went on to reading other genres for a while. So the next book I read was For One More Day by Mitch Albom. I really love this story because it's about moms and I always get emotional when, I read stories about motherhood and just the pure and unconditional love that they have. If you haven't read this book yet, I would highly recommend it. So up next, I was able to read a classic and that is Animal Farm by George Orwell. So I was able to read this back in college, but I decided to go back and read it again. So this is actually an allegory and also a satire. And even though the characters are animals, you will really learn so much from it. And I also highly recommend this one. So the last book I read for the month of August was actually a love story. It's a romance novel and that was Knights and Rodante by Nicholas Sparks. So originally, I was supposed to read Safe Haven, but it was a much thicker book and since I'm doing a readathon, I had to go for a smaller one and this is one of the thinnest that I could find. Anyway, so I ended up giving this book 3 stars because there were parts in the story that I loved and some parts that I think were just really annoying and unrealistic. I don't know, maybe that's just my opinion, but I love Nicholas Sparks, but somehow I didn't really super duper like this one. And now for the month of September, so I was only able to read 1 book. It's so sad because graduate school just started and I did not expect that I would be so busy with schoolwork. I mean, I read a lot, but it's mostly textbooks and homework. And the book that I read in September was actually a reading requirement in my European literature class. So that was The Street of Crocodiles by Bruno Scholz. The Street of Crocodiles is a collection of short stories based on the author's life. And it's actually my first time to know about Bruno Scholz. And oh my gosh, he is a genius. I am so grateful that I was able to discover this author because he's incredible. Like the way that he writes, his word choice, his writing style. He's amazing. Okay, so those were the books that I read for the 3rd quarter of the year. I'm still so happy that even though I'm super busy right now, so busy with schoolwork, plus I'm a full-time mom, a full-time homemaker, I'm still grateful that I get to read. Lots of times I keep asking myself like, okay, what if I stop filming or what if I quit BookTube? because I'm just really busy at the moment. But I told myself, no, I love the community so much, and even though I'm not as active as I used to before, I will still keep trying. I will still, you know, make videos because it's what I love to do. I love talking about books. I love, you know, recommending and sharing and making reviews about the books that I read. And lastly, I just want to say thank you to everybody, because even though I haven't been around for a while, still I've been getting a lot of love and support from viewers. It is just so heartwarming, and you know, I keep thinking like these people are not giving up on my channel, so why should I? So once again, from the very bottom of my heart, thank you so much, and let's not give up on, you know, sharing the joys of reading with the whole world. So thank you so much guys for watching. If you like this video, hope you give it a big thumbs up. And of course, if you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to tell me in the comment section below what books you've read recently, and you know, just how you're doing with your life. So thanks again guys, and I will see you next time. Bye bye!